Hello and welcome back to Personal Code of Conduct. And today, how has my week been? I don't remember. Like, life at this point is a blur. And I think, yeah. So, on to the main vibe and energy of this entire thing. It's avoiding reality. No, I know the constant theme of this podcast is where Dayo says she will do things and she doesn't do it. She does like above average. She does things that are enough to meet her targets, go beyond her targets, and she doesn't go to infinity and beyond. Like, she's not a ginger. Dayo has actually never been ginger. It's just the above average minimal effort she put was like really fantastic because natural talent and this, and it's like it's time to get your shit together. But I would like to the thing is I kind of do have my shit together, but it's time to be ambitious. It's time to look for more. It's time to want to go beyond. Like, for one, you need a bigger apartment. It's the fact that time to pay rent is so freaking close, because where I am, we pay rent annually. It's so freaking close. Just like, Dayo, I thought you said you were going to have done something with yourself that you'd be able to afford, either afford to move back home. Funny saying, afford to move, get a 100% remote job where you could live at home and renovate your childhood home. And it'd be a vibe. Or you would get really good at freelance, that you'd get a bigger apartment, I just realized wanting to live at home is the fact that, oh god, I can't be free in quotes and invite people to come hang out at my place, because it's my childhood home. So it's your friends can't hang out at your place. But it'd be really cool if it'd be really fucking cool if you sat at a certain point. It'd be really fucking cool. This is very off point. My brain is no longer working the moment I started talking, because I spent so many hours chewing off plastic off. I don't know whether all the plastic I chewed is going to addle my brain. And now I've set up appointments that I don't want to go out to do. I have to make sure by 10 o'clock I'm in and out of this place, because hair. And I'm do I want to take care of hair, or should I? But I think I like how I look with hair. It's just, you'll be fine. Maybe you wanted to start working out, and you do a style that will last 2 weeks. You take it down every 2 weeks. It'll be fine. You get fresh braids. You'll look good. You'll be fine. Says the girl with matted hair. I think I've gone out like the way my hair currently is, and I don't really care. And I'm Dayo, you're an adult. You shouldn't be living on a broken bed. You should call and press for a carpenter and do shit and lay in bed, and not be in a grime of what do you call it? Skin secretions? I don't know. Dead skin cells. You need to exfoliate, young lady. And you need to go back to putting sunscreen when you're not going anywhere, and you need to be I don't know. I'm actively avoiding reality with content. I remember the thing is, I could go back to listen to a podcast 2 years ago, even though I found a way to achieve so many things in between this but my problems are still the same, my coping mechanisms are still the same, the things that scare me are still the same. This made me think about what I was terrified for in my 4th year of university, and what I'm terrified now in my 4th year outside of university. This is my 4th year. Yeah, this is my 4th year outside of university, and I'm like, fuck. Fuck. I'm an adult, a real adult. I wish I called people. I wish I was the beginning of the year, I was all I'm going to I can't wait for December so I can take stock of who I am now versus who I was, because the things I have actively failed at, I won't say everything, because the things that were required of me, the things that were dependent, that another person depended on me for, the things that another person depended on me for, I was able to do. But things, I don't want to get to a point where I haven't sorted out my issues and it's starting to show that I'm cracking. And I'm I don't want that to, I don't want my wanting to escape from reality to affect people who are not me. Do you get? I know it's probably already starting to with my very antisocialness. It's my antisocialness towards family, towards co-workers. Like, I'm very antisocial, which is weird. I'd rather spend hours consuming content like away from people where I don't have to interact with. And finally, I'm really proud of myself for never forming any parasocial relationships with like any of the content I consume, because that would be delusional. Like, it defeats the purpose of seeking enjoying the pleasure of being alone, because I don't think I feel lonely. I don't think so. Like, there might be spikes of it, but overall I'm genuinely like, when I'm able to just ignore the world, I'm genuinely happy in my delusions. And I'm just there like, Dayo, is this sustainable? Because in the end, it's like, if you avoid the world will eventually come in to meet you, which is something I know. Because this morning, I wrote like 5 lines of code and 2 lines of my updated CV, and I did not do anything else. I was in and out between dancing and watching random content and going in and out and eating once today, eating a very big meal today, like a ton of gari, a ton of strawberry milk, and a ton of meat. I was like, boom, that's my meal for the day, because I didn't want to stand up. It was until like I was starving, but I was like, if I didn't stand up, I wouldn't have enough energy to exist. So like, they're gonna stand up and buy like a big meal that you can eat so that you won't have to go out again for the rest of the day. And I'm like, how am I still getting fat? Because I eat massive portions, because the act of actively eating in more than one session is stressful. So like, I try to ensure that I live in 2 sessions a day, and I feel like that is making me consume too much, like at a sitting. And I'm like, okay, I should have like more vegetable, smaller portions of carbohydrates, smaller portions of protein, honestly, especially with the amount of animal fat I consume, larger portions of vegetables. And I realized, how did I even lose like a huge amount of weight that last year? It's because I was eating like a rabbit who ate fish, like cabbage and smoked fish, and I stay on my bed reading. I actually would be reading like data science stuff, but I'd not use any energy for like the entire day. Like, you eat like a rabbit in the morning, then you don't eat for the entire day, then in the night you still eat like a rabbit. And like, the thing, then I moved on to more sustainable things as I started to exercise, which is like really, as I started to exercise, I was like, oh, sustainable eating habits. Not like I lost the exercise, and my eating habits are still like very healthy. I don't like eating junk since to get a whole like 6 packets of instant strawberry milk, but I genuinely do not like really eating junk like that. I like real spicy savory meals. So, but like, I like food in vast quantity. I know I've mentioned this like a billion times, but I spent 2 days of my last holiday till the end of the year. This is the last, like, tomorrow is going to be officially the last public holiday I have till the end, till like Christmas time, till like officially Christmas time. Then I'll have to take like actual leaves. Oh fuck. And I'm like, tomorrow is going to be like the end, and I'll be like so fucking busy. And things, I like the ginger of coming home early, but things, am I utilizing the leaving on time, coming on early? Like, you'd think that I'd have sorted myself out with how I've been able to structure myself that I'm home by 6:30, but no, I just lay down and consume more content other than like everything. Like, I like structure, I like order, I like patterns, I like knowing that this is what I have to contribute, these are my requirements, this is what's expected of me, and this is how I'm going to improve myself. But like, I've been living in a semi-structured world by avoiding the reality of, oh, you live in a third world country, you need like a plan beyond getting good grades, you need a plan and things. I didn't do that until after university, where I was like, oh, okay, like, oh, my road to achievement in my chosen field, which I no longer have interest in, by the way. No, I still do, but like the aspect of it is not open to me as a third worlder, and I wasn't, and I felt like, oh, I wasn't no longer applicable because I wasn't like, I didn't put as much effort into having outstanding grades. I wasn't applicable for a position, like actively going to seek out. The thing is, I'm doing really well. I'm doing very well for someone my age in my country. I am doing well. I am doing very well. I've been able to find a balance of meeting your deadlines, doing the things you need to do. I've gotten like good enough at my role that it's no longer, oh, worried that I won't be able to complete things on time, because as much as it's a fucked up round around crash course, I have developed the skill and the competence to complete my tasks. But there are other things that I have withdrawn myself from, which is like fighting to push yourself ahead, and wanting, and the drive to wanting to push your solution and convince people. And I'm like, I don't want that part of me dead, but it's dying and I know it, and I need to fix it. And I was like, the thing is, I'm too much of a retroactive thinker, which is a thing that Dayo does very often. I remember all through like a couple of years, even though I was like actively learning data science and really enjoying Python, even like I think I should just leave Think Python alone. I've done a refresher on my variables, my whatever, my functions. But the thing is, I need to learn how to properly write functions. Like, know how I need to like relearn how to properly write functions. Yeah. I need to relearn how to properly write functions. At least the for loops, and deciding, okay, I love the idea of functions. I need to learn how to properly create a function and think programmatically. But like, I also need to properly remember pandas syntax. I used to know this shit. Fuck. But now I'm like a DAX and like all I ever use is DAX and SQL, and I'm like, what do I know? Am I avoiding reality? Probably. Like, I feel I need to feel the call of ambition, but what is the call of ambition? I need a long-term goal, and I need bite-sized things that I should have achieved every single day. I need bite-sized things that I should have achieved every single day. I need to be able to decide, okay, this is what I'm doing, which I do. Like, I do that for work. I have my work plan, my structure, I'm doing all the project management. I am ensuring I follow up with these places, and I'm trying to make sure, okay, this project is complete and that project is complete, and we're making sure that every aspect of these things are complete. And I'm not let my enthusiasm die because of a particular human or whatever. There, write a list of people you need to follow up with and follow up like an adult. These people will eat you raw. They're nice people. They're nice. I won't even call things, you don't know them as nice, but they're very professional, very amicable, very responsible people that you work with. This is one thing I think I locked out in. Like, the system might not be the best, but the people within the system are often wonderful people, and I'm like, I'm grateful for the people I work with. I don't know, man. But I'm avoiding reality. Reality is that, well, I need to set goals. Reality is I need to understand, okay, this is where I'm going to. Like, the thing is, I don't have a where. I had a where at one point because it was like a short-term where. I was like, oh, like, what am I supposed to do next? And nobody was telling me anything. I was like, oh, get a job or start an internship or I've done that. So what do I do next? Like, what do I do next? And doing next, it seems to go find a higher education. Then what do I do after that? I like the fact that um there's also this like constant feedback of like, oh, you were just lucky. Like, not feedback, like it's like your brain saying like, oh, you were just lucky, especially when you try to put effort into things and you find yourself quitting. But like, it's only known to yourself that you are quitting and you are irresponsible, but like, fuck. And and fuck, it's only known to you that you're quitting. And you realize that being around human beings isn't the best, because people are trying to help, and you know that. Yeah, you know this yourself. Even when you're trying to help, you're trying to put words of encouragement, it sometimes sounds backhanded, or it sometimes sounds like, oh, you don't really care, but you're trying to say the appropriate thing. And having that sense back to you makes you understand that, oh, like, I don't like this done to me, so I'm not going to associate with people. And also, I don't have to give those kind of responses, or I don't have to receive those kind of responsible responses. And it's like fucked up, because like, I want to be able to enjoy human interaction again. I don't know what the fuck I'm saying. I'm just putting my dirty laundry out into the internet, says the girl who hasn't scrubbed her face. Gross. I need to exfoliate, I should do that on Monday night. I haven't done in like 3 weeks. 2 weeks. I need to properly exfoliate. And the thing is, I know individuals who cause stress to the individuals they're around, and I don't want to become that person. Like, fuck. And the thing is, I saw myself become that person, which is one thing that made me like want to withdraw away from like the spotlight, from not spotlight, I'm not famous, Jesus, like from like people's lives, because I didn't want to be the person who caused like emotional distress. You probably heard that, like emotional stress or emotional distress, by like constantly giving random what if scenarios or looking for things that we're not missing. I don't know, it'll be fine. 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 But what is reality? I haven't decided what like the reality I'm avoiding is. Because the thing is, I tend to get my mind wrapped up in massive things, like, but then I also can find myself guilty for being so obsessed with small things, because like they're bigger things than the thing that I'm obsessed with. And I also know that I'm obsessed with massive things. And the thing is, this entire personal code of conduct is the whole let's learn to strike a balance. Let's decide that, we understand that the world, we hope that your nation doesn't collapse completely. Like, it's hanging on a thread, and I'm just like, I hope next year's election is peaceful. I don't know, man. I just want things. I remember like this time last year, me being excited to go to work and being frustrated that it turned out to be remote, and now me this time this year never wanting to go back to work, even because, and it was like the same thing, like it was around the same thing where I was like expected to pay rent. It was around the same thing where I was expected to pay rent. I was expected to pay rent. Yeah, that's the thing. I was expected to pay rent, and I was expected to pay rent, and I did not. Like, I was expected to pay rent, and I chose to. I was expected to pay rent, and I chose to. And I was like, I'm not even using this rent. I have to, like, I'm working from home, and now like I'm going to pay rent again. I'm like really disappointed in myself that I didn't like achieve what I wanted by the end of this year, which was like get a fully like remote working situation and do that for yourself, and making sure that you call people, you're on time, you have a structured proper table and desk, you're eating very healthy, you're exercising consistently, which I find myself able to do when I work from home, because you just close, like start your day, you close, you vibe, energy and all that bullshit, and in things it's fine. And I don't think I like Dayo right now, because Dayo is Dayo is a gross adult sleeping in between broken beds, because I don't know, she for some reason she spontaneously decided not to tell her landlady that she should fix her bed frame and shit. And she is now spontaneous. She's now like consistently debating on whether she should have hair or not. But the thing is, I like the whole peg and the vibe, and I like the whole sweat and just rinse off the sweat thing. And it's like, ugh, God, my scalp is going to itch if I start to make the hair. But I'm like, it'll be fine. It just has to be fine, I guess. So you'll do hair. Daryl will try to do hair if he has the patience for it. Like, I don't have the patience for it. Fuck. But I also don't like particular. Like, I think I have a good head shape. Like, my back of my head is flat, kind of. But like, oh God, I remember me of like somebody's head as a child, and I was like, ugh, ugh. But like the back of my head, like I don't have a cute head shape like that, but like it's not bad, but like I think I look better having hair. I don't know, man. Choices people make. I have added nothing to your life. If anybody's listening to this, I have added nothing to you. I have had no opportunity, no joy, no gladness, do anything. I've added nothing to. I'm just alive, and it's tiring, man. Very, very tiring. I don't know, man. I hope for peace. I hope for stability. I hope for no traffic, because I feel like what I do right now, if I had like my current old schedule, because I finally found a way, like things have like I've found a way to pace myself and ensure, okay, I'm doing this, I'm not like burning myself to the ground with work, I'm able to avoid things and say no to this movement. I'm a terrible person sometimes, but like if I had like my current schedule and I didn't have like a long commute to work, and I had like a big, the thing is I keep on thinking of like, oh, like you have this, it probably make you happy, I have that, it probably make you happy. I won't, it really won't. But like, that's fine. See me willfully destroying the fuck. Am I ready? I don't know why that song just suddenly entered my head. I'm going to have peace. Dayo, finish your CV. Dayo, do shit. It's like, show what you know. Create a portfolio of what you know. Then try to join a team as what you are confident about. Dayo, what you are confident about, what you've done through like multiple months of trial and error. Then maybe expand into that team if there's an opportunity to go beyond that. That's like something else. Like, I don't, like, be very confident in your DAX, in your SQL, and but things I'm terrified I'd go to such a well-developed team as a visualization expert, and I'd never get the opportunity to improve my DAX and whatever, just pictures and shit. Ugh, fuck. I want a database, clean, pretty database that has clear information of what everything is, and learn how to properly document. These people just used to use fancy names for shit. Like why don't you say that? Oh, like this isn't properly documented, or this isn't doing this, or that isn't doing this, or we haven't probably tagged everything, which is something you need to do. Dario, go and document your code. Like, if you're serious, go and document everything in the past. Like, while you know you can still decode it. I don't know, man. So Dayo just talked about being like a mediocre employee, somebody who tries to just consume content, to not think about the implications of aging and the responsibilities that come with age. And like, I'm basically nothing like what I thought a 25-year-old was. And thing is, why am I shocked? Like, I don't know. Like, now that I think about like the examples of 25-year-olds I've seen, like, yeah, like I haven't exactly like I've had like the societal expectation of a 25-year-old, but the 25-year-olds I personally knew who have obviously gone past 25 are, well, have obviously gone past 25. They're who have obviously gone past 25. They are fuck. Like the ones I personally know, I would assume they were like me, but the ones that like I don't personally know, that seem to be like, oh yeah, this is what the story of the world was and shit like that. It's like, oh okay, like, those people are like, those people are like, I'm like, wait, is this the thing is, I am earning adults money, like my expectation of what I thought adults money would be is just my currency exchange rates as opposed to dollar has really eaten the fuck out of my like standard of living, and I'm just like, what the actual F? Like, if by some miracle the dollar rates, okay, actually, if like, okay, let's not even go far, like if we go back to using the official exchange rate, it'd be fabulous. I'd be like, oh okay, like, okay, if the exchange rate goes back to what it was in like 2015, I'd be like, oh my god, I am no longer poor. It's like everybody's earning power in Nigeria just slashed. Like, I remember when banks were paying like 150k to like random people who just joined as GTs, and 150k was like 150 naira then was like $1. And I was like, all of a sudden there was all this new money flowing into our financial institutions, and boom, like people were earning like $1,000 a month. The financial institutions pay so much better, like in fintech and whatever, pay so much better in naira. But guess what? How much the dollar is now? Like in my little third world country, it's now like officially it's like 450 to the dollars from 150, or like, because I remember like the official window used to be like basically the same thing as the black market, like basically the same thing. But now I guess what the black market is. Black market is at 840 something. Okay, it's not 840, sorry, 740 something. And I'm like, that's 150, and all of a sudden, and guess what? Even in the banks double that pay for their new entrants. They haven't exactly doubled it, but like it has gone up by 70%. Like, the fuck, like, dude, like, you're not even earning like, fuck, you're not even earning $500 again, or Jesus. Like, everybody just suddenly, like, on the global scale, just suddenly found their net worth halved. Like, it's that bad, because I remember like our GDP per capita at one point was up to $2,500. Now it's like $1,100, and I think our economy has grown. So like, economy has grown, population has grown, but like the demand supply dollar to naira is just rash and trash, and investors are pulling out. I don't even know, man. Well, I hope we have a peaceful election. Everybody should be watching us, because I feel like we are a key stabilizer in the region, and we cannot afford to collapse. I don't even understand how a country as diverse as us had like multiple coups in the first place. But then again, I feel like I'm kind of delusional, hoping that our population is too large to not have like a semblance of some kind of central government. I don't know. We're 200 and something million on paper. Hopefully, I'm hoping the number is smaller than the number we put on paper, but it might not be, which is unfortunate. Hundreds of millions of children in starvation and in horrible conditions. And we just try. Because being somebody who's like middle class and above, but like middle class in a third world country, you find yourself in situations where you're just like all those ones that people are always like, oh, like it could be worse. Or look at that homeless person who found themselves drug addicted and whatever. It's like, no, it's our homelessness is straight up because of poverty. Like the people are just poor. People beg because they're poor, not because it's not an addiction to. It's not an addiction to poverty to homelessness pipeline. It's just a straight poverty pipeline. I don't know, man. It has been a personal code of conduct. Have a productive day. And I feel this podcast is a big part of reality. That's why I think I've avoided it to 10 p.m. And I need to stop doing that because I don't want to like wake up like on a 2 a.m. on a Monday and be like, fuck, I didn't record this. Because like it's important to me. It allows me to just talk and pretend like I have coherent thoughts and not just like fanfics of like really two hot people that I just saw in depth, two separate ends of the world. And I'm like, oh my god, they're two pretty people. I wish they were together. And writing a whole story outline, but never having the focus to put it on paper. And always constantly doubting myself when I write the outline and I can't write dialogue. Oh well, it has been a personal code of conduct. Have a productive week. I have a public holiday tomorrow, which I'm just like, it's going to be productive. Yay, hopefully. Well, bye. It has been a personal code of conduct. And hopefully I have hair by this time next week, and I have clothes by this time upper week. Well, have a productive day. Bye.